I would like to introduce Jason, who is the CEO of Cherrypicks Hong Kong, who's going to talk to us about something that's, I think, a really fascinating topic, the notion of online to offline, how people are investigating things online, but how purchases are actually translating into real-world stores, and what that means for the user experience that we can and should create, both in terms of seamlessness and in terms of having just an engaging time with retailers. So Jason, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahid. Good morning, everyone. Okay, in the next 25 minutes, I'd like to talk to you about how a possible journey in retail could be in the future with the help of the most powerful direct channel. And you can guess that direct channel is mobile. Before we do so, I'd like to introduce our company a little bit. I'm a local entrepreneur, started a homegrown technology business in Hong Kong in year 2000. It's called Cherrypicks. And recently, about 2 weeks ago, we had a strategic merger with a top mobile game company from China, a Hong Kong listed mobile game company from China, NetDragon. So we are now 20 times bigger, but still focusing on one thing, mobile innovation. We are very lucky that in the last 3 years, we won over 100 international awards, mostly design, technology, and marketing-oriented award. Some of these are world championships in the like of World Summit Award, together with Angry Bird and the like. So Hong Kong innovation in the mobile space is truly world-class. We also have a business case study. And without further ado, I just want to introduce our vision and then roll into the topic for the day. Our vision is very simple. Since the year 2000 until today, it's still the same. Being the leader in mobile marketing, shopping, and commerce. It's easier said than done, especially when we started in year 2000, because at that time, it was a black and white phone running on a 2.5G network with a standard called WAP. What is missing? The most important thing, user experience from the device is missing. We were 7 years early. In 2007, the real smartphone offering the right user experience was introduced to the market. And as you and I know, that's the Apple's iPhone. With that, it unleashed a whole new market for us. And today, there are a lot of notions about retail, mobile, direct channels, changing everything from the way we work, play, and go shopping. Now, I'd like to start by introducing a concept called retail as the third space. As you know, first and second space are home and work. Third space is really just the community places that you enjoy, that you share with others. It is not a place you go with an objective to shop. Now, retail is becoming that. It is really providing an experience rather than a place for you to just shop. It's not there for transaction. It's not there to get your money. It is there to provide an experience. I think previous speaker made a very good example on Vivid in China. It is the experience that counts, not the transaction. At the end, transaction comes along as a byproduct. Now, there are two trends I must highlight before I dive into what online to offline means. The first trend is showrooming. What is showrooming? Browsing online and browsing in-store and buying online. Imagine someone go to a shop, try 30 pair of shoes, finally finding the right pair of shoes, and ding, she left. She went home, go online, and buy the pair of shoes. It's cheaper, more effective, and probably more direct. Well, in the US particularly, they have been combating against showrooming as the biggest threat for retail for a while. Then they realized, well, the other way is also true, web rooming. A lot of users are actually checking online, browsing online, and once they find something that they really like, they have to go and touch and feel and really to buy it in store. Probably, we're talking about two different categories of goods that applies to these two phenomena. But after a few years, it's a moot point. People found that, okay, well, 88% are doing showrooming. 78% of the consumers are doing web rooming. But so what? It is really not the point about this being an enemy of retail or a friend of retail. It is an era of new user experience. So the point really is accept it, admit it, This is online to offline era. People are having a new behavior when it comes to shopping. Human being is going to shop physically. No two ways about it. Online is going to be eating into our behavior as part of it, for sure. Also, no two ways about it. So the new behavior is a hybrid model where you go shopping, it's going to be an offline and online experience. Online with all these direct channels and digital channels. Offline with shops, print, radio, things that exist for hundreds of years. We're not going to change. Mary is still going to a shop to look at shoes and try things on, but she will actually take a picture of the shoes and ask opinions from her friends. John, her husband, do the same thing, except it's not asking friends' opinion, it's checking the prices, comparing which shop gives a better deal, a better bargain. After going around shopping with a bit tired feet, they both roam to a place nearby to take care of the baby. Look at the mobile, the map actually shows how to get to the place with baby healthcare facilities very conveniently. Now that's the new experience when it comes to shopping. It is called the online to offline world. Now, with this, there are a lot of things that come at us in the last few years. Not only behavior changing, but sometimes it's mind-boggling as well. Retail seems to be everywhere. Everything is retail. You can shop in front of a wall. You can shop in the subway. You can shop anywhere. So there are shoppable window, shoppable TV, certainly shoppable video. When you see a video, you can actually click on the items in the video, and then you can actually buy directly from the video. Shoppable AR experience, augmented reality, when it comes to trying spectacles, trying sport shoes. There are experiments in shops where you go, they don't have the physical shoes, but you can make and match colors, sizes, and just see it visually on the screen in front of you. Well, shoppable magazines, augmented reality again. You have a physical print media where you have a phone that scans over it and it becomes lively. You can actually see the 360 degree of a clothes. You can actually check on sizes, change colors, and order directly from there. Social media, the most powerful media for shopping because this comes directly augmented or supported by your friends. These give a lot of new models because you can shop so conveniently directly from different media and from different channels. Then you have things like click and collect model, delivery lockers. Oh, okay, Hong Kong might not be that necessary. In China, the lockers probably will be stolen overnight. But in the US, in Europe, lockers are everywhere now. Home grocery delivery, eBay's same-day delivery service, eBay Now, all right? And scan and go. Next time you go to a grocery store, forget about the lineup, forget about the express line. The true express line is in your phone. Pick out the phone, scan the product, and then you walk out. Paid already. Guide shop, this is very interesting. It is online within offline. We're talking about web rooming, showrooming. Well, we give you the showrooming capabilities inside the shop. You try on the shoes. Once you're done, you want to go online and shop? Well, the terminal is just next to you, inside the same shop, all right? Catalog spree, it just brings together many other goods so that you can shop at the same time. And variable real-time pricing. Imagine a lot of goods can be subject to price wars against other brands, perhaps not luxury, but certainly daily, everyday life kind of goods. We can change the pricing on the fly, and consumers can actually shop real time. So having said all that, I still haven't talked about, well, there are still more changes as we walk into the new age of wearables. What is wearables? Wearables is very simple. Today you have smartphone, a phone that originally is just telephony. Now you can do all sorts of things. It could be wallet, it could be banking, it could be anything you wanted, information at your fingertips. Now in 10 years' time, phone or smartphone, in my view, is no longer a mainstream device. The name of the device, I have no idea. But it would be a device that you put into your body. It could be a glasses, watch, or whatever, and it will run apps. And phone is one of the features within 10 years. So your mainstream device is not smartphone. It's a device, all right? And capability of phone is going to be a feature. Now, with all these wearables coming, shopping will be a breeze or a nuisance, depending on one factor, user experience. So in our mind, what we want to build, at least in our company, is a competence where we build user experience as the foremost important element. If we get the user experience right, that runs on apps, web, or whatever it is, with a device that forms the direct channels that a consumer keeps, that's the most important thing. And when we look at user experience, it all boils down to, I think Rahid talked about earlier and mentioned upfront, the senses of a human being. We're talking about human being, and the fundamental senses are those 5. And with mobile phone these days, the technology actually supports all 5, believe it or not, including smell, olfactory. I'll give you a few examples in a moment. But for the last 5 years, our research has gone directly into these user experience fundamental elements so that it can enable us to develop user experience and customer journey that supports retail or other industries. First of all, visual. Visual is the most established sense because, as you know, the smartphone goes from very small screen to now up to 10-inch. And it seems that every size is available these days. And in the last WWDC, Apple announced a multi-screen technology whereby you will see big tablet with multiple screens or the iPhone having different form factor very soon, or expecting a larger screen display very soon. Now, with this, I'd like to introduce an innovation that we come up with together with a Japanese ad agency, Dentsu, about 3 to 4 years ago. At the time, we were considering what is the most popular online to offline experience when it comes to shopping. We concluded that it is couponing, or the fact that you can provide incentive and discounts for consumers so that you can drive consumers with their mobile phone physically to your shop and to do some shopping, all right? But we also found that there are 2 problems. One, every app has couponing, has discounts, so what's so special about it? 2, the couponing experience is so bad that when a consumer downloads coupons, it will take maximum 20 seconds, and all they are thinking about is how much discount they're getting. So how do we transform this process with a gamification approach so that the result shows that it became a 3.5 minutes engagement? Consumers are not thinking about how much discount they're getting. They're thinking about how much fun they're having and what they can do after getting the coupon to show off to their friends. And the effectiveness of coupon retention also increased accordingly. So having said all that, what have we done? We turned coupon download into catching butterflies. Butterflies, why? Well, it's something pleasant, something global, something everyone can relate to from their childhood, and something beautiful. Designs of your brands associated with butterflies is probably quite acceptable, rather than associating with some other insects or animals. And we combine technologies on location-based, motion sensing so that we can actually mimic the actual catching motion, and state-of-the-art augmented reality. You turn on your camera, you see 3D butterflies flying in a location as we read your profile and provide the right offer to you. It might be easier if I show you a video.
You think so? Introducing iButterfly, a smartphone app that has literally turned the sky into a canvas. iButterfly is a unique and innovative mobile platform. Look out for butterflies around you and catch them with a flick of your phone to uncover instant prizes, discounts, and other virtual collectibles. Users can even create their own butterfly collection and share favorites with their friends on Facebook and other social media channels.
真係有一個新鮮感喺度，就係唔係淨係單止話我哋去預備咗啲優惠俾客人，佢哋喺嗰個過程嘅時候咧，去攞優惠或者產品嘅資訊咧，亦都可以有一個開心嘅過程。
国偏偏首发，体验风靡亚洲的捉蝴蝶游戏，有机会获得时尚微单、现金提货券等丰富奖品，赶快搜索爱点儿。
มากมายคว้าได้ง่ายๆด้วยสมาร์ทโฟนของคุณว้าวแค่ดาวน์โหลดก็รับความสุขได้ไม่รู้จบดาวน์โหลดจับรับส่ง iButterfly
This iButterfly idea for coupon download, it gamified the whole thing. It really worked across culture from Europe to Asia. And sometimes when shop or retail presence wants to develop their own app or create their own coupon download service or a shopping service, they would really think twice now because they have two options. One is to tap into a platform like iButterfly, WeChat, or other things that has an existing base of users, establish gamify experience versus something new that they have to spend money to promote. So there are two options these days. Now, apart from that, there are more practical use of visual, and we have brands to do things like this. Of the product, what it can do dynamically, and you can actually save the recipe, share with friends, or buy the rest of the ingredients all in one go. Or even better yet, become a medium when people do messaging. Now, as WeChat and WhatsApp comes into popularity, you know you can text people with actual text and voice. Now you can actually send your message using physical object. In this case, a boyfriend is sending a message, a love message, encrypted into Starbucks coffee. Now, a girlfriend receiving the message has to read the message using Starbucks coffee. It's just a new way of communication. In special occasions, perhaps, to your special someone. Now, these are all innovations that are enabled by the technology, but we also borrow a lot of things from nature. And the things that we borrow from nature include this one, which is audio-oriented. Now, it's not about hi-fi sound. It's about sounds that we cannot hear. We use ultrasound, a sound range where your device can actually pick up, but you, as human being, cannot register. So everyone here with your phone, I can actually have 1 or 2 base stations installed. I can tell exactly where everyone sits, and I actually can control your phone because your phone can pick up an audio signal that I emit around this venue, but you will not be able to tell. And with that, we can offer services like this, directly turning TV as a broadcast medium to an interactive medium. This is a TV ad or a TV program. While watching TV, you can actually catch any character. How do we do that? Well, the trigger is the motion, but the identification ID is the audio signature embedded in the TV. The same works on YouTube. So how does the phone know what you're watching? Very simple. The phone hears what you're watching.
Look out for the Honda Jazz app coming soon to the App Store.
So, in the past, we always dream of technology being transparent to user experience. Now we are truly transparent because not until people explain to you, you probably will find it very hard to figure out how it works. The same technology we use for indoor positioning. In fact, in City Gallery, one of the government venue, we use ultrasound and Bluetooth iBeacon, basically, Bluetooth low energy technology to do indoor positioning. So you can actually download an app and do an indoor tour guide or automatic guided tour inside City Gallery in Central using these technology. Very cost effectively and user transparent. Well, next, touch. How do we do touch? Well, it's multi-touch screen that we have already. but we're talking about touch that interacts with paper or other medium, your credit card, for example. So next time you put your credit card, or you put a greeting cards, or you put a magazines, or you use your phone to kiss a magazine, something will happen. How do we do that? Well, it's quite easy. Again, it's about invisible or something that you cannot hear, cannot touch, cannot see. This is an ink or a printed coating that you can put on any printed matter. In this case, World Cup, while we are at it, there are a lot of playing cards available. These cards can be used to play games on iPad. Again, the technology is to conduct a human being's capacitance through the paper with this ink. So the paper, while they touch on the screen, becomes 5 fingers. It's not the paper anymore. Well, that's not innovative enough. Then take a look at this. Olfactory. How do you smell other than your phone being overheated? How do you smell something from the phone? Well, in Japan, there was an accessories where they give up at concerts, rock star concerts. And at the peak of the concert, the rock star invite everybody to put the iPhone accessory onto the iPhone. And they get to smell a synthetic scent and odor. And that is the sweat of the singer. Now, that sweat of the singer, apparently being gross but effective, really helped market the product. Well, in the US, they use the same idea, but now it becomes an alarm clock. In the morning, instead of some unpleasant voice or noise, then you get to smell bacon. So in the morning, someone wakes you up with very, very good and tasty breakfast. Obviously, there's no bacon, it's only smell. And there's a device which physically get produced. It's called O2O. You can actually buy 2, a pair, and you can actually put it in your friend's house. And whenever you go and have your vacation and you come across some very nice cuisine, take a picture. It'll identify and synthetic and put together a smell from 30,000 different choices, from champagne to hamburger to whatever, and then send the smell as a message back home or back to your friend, right? Can you imagine? And they got funded. It's amazing. So 5 senses, I think voice, because of time, I'll just skip. I do want to talk about applying these senses and technologies onto retail environment as a scenario. Very simply put, your shopping journey, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 is you can always buy online and pick up at the store. But at the end of the day, as retailers, still want people to be at the store because that's the most exclusive engagement time you can get for the users. So you have 0 and you have 1 when they walk in. Technologies like presence detection, ultrasound, eye beacon, these can detect the users walking in and identify them with their permission, of course, and then you can serve them with appropriate promotion and service without interrupting them, all right? And number 2, while they're shopping, there are a lot of things you can do with the most powerful direct channel, mobile, because that's a personal device and you can ask them to interact with inside the shop, whatever you put in. And the 3rd, when you pay, when you do the transaction, or as a speaker earlier alluded to, the ceremony of transaction, you can actually make use of the mobile to do loyalty, transaction itself, and a lot of other services after the sales. So I'll show you a few examples here in terms of pushing a message. This is iBeacon technology. As a smartphone users, you walk along a shopping mall, just passing by a restaurant which you are a member of their loyalty program. You get a message directly from a black screen, meaning you don't have to open their app. And this is a city gallery case study, which I will not show here. There's a workshop 2 days later by our company. We'll go into detail on this. But in the future, when you go into a supermarket, what you have to do is the trolley has a docking station. You put your phone there because on your phone, you already pick out a list of your shopping items, and it will actually assist you around, give you advice, and then tell you what the recipes are. Well, does that take the fun out of shopping? Maybe, but it certainly suits some other people. And I'm sure it's an option for you whether you use this behavior which is fast, easy, and lazy, or some other more traditional means. Well, I talk about interactive. The phone actually works with other technologies. In this case, we have a transparent LCD screen. Have you seen the transparent LCD screen? Basically, it is like a glass. But when you walk close, it turns into a video, and it asks you to do interaction. It is pretty much like Minority Report by Tom Cruise in 2002. He foretold the future in 10 years. And we actually turn fridge into transparent display and ask users to pull out their mobile and download whatever it is on the fridge. And the fridge will say hi to the user. And this is the first fridge of this kind in China. So we turn 2 of these fridge, hopefully every fridge in China soon. But user using their mobile select the most favorite ice cream and then submit to the fridge. Basically, the fridge will, through ultrasound, pick up the signal, and the fridge will greet you, Maggie, thank you for coming. I'll give you a coupon. And guess what? Ice cream that Maggie will pick up as she opens the door. This is a great way to do marketing on the spot, influencing purchase decision. Well, there are a lot of talks about putting extra cards, especially loyalty cards, VIP cards, and destroying them, putting them in your mobile. Well, this is already happening everywhere, whether it's stamping, points collection, and we've done a lot of these cases in Hong Kong. This is Genki, which will also be a case study on Thursday, so I would not go into detail. So they use QR code or 2D code. And there are other means which use two-way ultrasound that applies to all phones. You don't need to have an NFC phone, or you can do away with a QR code. So a lot of these technologies are available, and the service that we can provide is just really limitless. Goldman Sachs have this to say about O2O. They said last year, 2013, was a year of social and mobile games. This year is a year of O2O. You can see Alibaba, Tencent vying for position on Hongbao, Red Packet, or wallet, and these are all for O2O. And a percentage on shopping on O2O will only increase in the future. So a very quick, super speedy run-through of mobile user experience controlled by 5 senses. We ourselves has a philosophy inside the company. Every function, features, or apps that we develop have to go through a 20-second test. If we give it to a third party, a fresh pair of eyes, use it, and be able to figure it out how to use it within 20 seconds, then we are successful. If we fail, then if he doesn't know how to use that, then we fail. And the 20-second test come from this guy. Free fall, 20 seconds, do the service before you open the parachute. If you fail to do the service, you die, because the parachute won't open. You won't have time. So when he jumps out of the plane, you make sure there's a network connection. Otherwise, the guy is going to die. When he lands, the hotel is booked already. This is called extreme user experience. I'm very happy to report that no one died in our company yet. Thank you.
Jason, thank you. I was about to ask you if anyone had died yet, but anyway.
That's an easy question to answer.
Thank you for that. Are there any questions from the audience?
Thanks, Jason, for that. There's a lot of new technology coming. Amazon Prime, Kindle Fire. It's basically a mobile shopping trolley. The question I want to ask is, what percentage of people do you really think are really going to be using all these devices in the future? I mean, there's a certain percentage that don't want to go near any of this.
Yeah, I think there are always a certain percentage who will stick to the traditional means of doing things, just anything, right? But if you rewind back, iPhone or smartphone is only 5.5, 6 years old. 6 years ago, who would have thought that the smartphone penetration is over 100% now? Who would have thought that you will have not only one device, but 3, right? I think we should not underestimate the wave of technology coming simply for 3 reasons. One, technology is at a very affordable cost right now. Second, there are a lot of fragmentation and different people having enough funding to try many different things. The device that you mentioned, and plus other devices that are highly hyped up, like Google Glass, has a very high chance to fail. But what they have started is a revolution that will not fail. They have started a revolution that will not go back, the revolution of wearables. Now, it would be trial and error and a big funnel down to only a few survivors. And not until then, we would not be able to find a form factor that most users will be comfortable with. Apple found that in iPod, iPhone, iPad. Tremendous achievement. I mean, it would take, I don't know whether there's another company being able to do all 3 in 3 separate industries, the music industry, the phone industry, and the tablet computing industry, right? But certainly, the right form factor to do things is a trial and error process. So Kindle Fire, question mark. Google Glass probably is going to disappear, but it started something that would be part of our daily life. And I'm sure whoever get it right will control the industry for a while before someone else disrupt it. Right? So I think technology, transparent to our daily life, but it will definitely be part of it, whether we like it or not, I think.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Questions out there? I have a question on senses for you, Jason.
Sure.
If you could isolate any one of them and pick one of them to innovate with, which do you think has the most potential and why?
Which one out of?
Of the 5 senses.
I'm a visual person and very fond with designs. So I always tend to pick things that are related to our visual sense, because I think visual sense is the first to register. And for us, visual give us the first-hand data. Although research shows that while we shop, things that impact us more could be smell, right? Could be the interaction, could be the touch. But for me, I would choose, no 2 ways about it, vision sense. About 4 years ago, our company dived into research for augmented reality. AR has been a research area for the military in the 70s. They used to train combat fighters, right? And we look at fashion trends and military trends to get a taste of what will come in 5 years' time. It's very accurate, actually. Whatever the military works on, it'll come to the consumers in 20 to 30 years. Now, today, augmented reality is part of user experience in many, many services. I mentioned Google Glass. Google Glass as a service, as a device might not succeed, but the experience is really eye-opening. And Google Glass experience is augmented reality. So I believe vision sense would be what I would opt for in changing people's behavior.
Interesting. I think it's interesting you mentioned smell as well. I think I read somewhere recently that if you introduce smells to a retail environment, people tend to stay for a whole 27 seconds longer before disappearing from the store, because it keeps you there a bit longer. I don't know what smells they were introducing. Hopefully not the ones that Abercrombie and Fitch introduce. You can smell miles away.
Well, if you go to Central, H&M, then you'll see a very strong scent, because they use this strategy very heavily, and coupled with audio, meaning the heavy music, not heavy music. It's heavy for me, but it's cool for a lot of people. So that's very important in the shopping experience.
Right. Did someone have their hand up over there? No? Okay. In that case, thank you very much, Jason, for your time.
Thank you. It's a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you.